Shalom, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to another installment of the Kingdom Music Reviews podcast. I'm your brother, Take One Nice Servant. Today, I have a guest by the name of SimachahYahu. Um, talented sister. Hebrew Israelite. Another sister who's been gifted, with the talents of music ministry and whatnot. And as you guys know, that's the predicate of this podcast. That's what we do here. We make sure to put a spotlight, on all the diverse talent that the Most High, has out there, in the body, glorifying His name, spreading forth deliverance and song and whatnot. I mean, in the spiritual warfare that we are in, and it's an honor and it's a privilege to be able to have sis on with us. But before she starts to speak her piece, if you guys haven't, as I always tell you guys, I will die on that hill. Go check out the latest installments of the podcast. We just did the review of the brother Dre Too Saucy's So Hebrew, his EP. Well, actually, no, it was Welcome to the Sauce. So Hebrew is one of the titles of the track on the EP, but the project itself was Welcome to the Sauce. Dre Too Saucy, like I said, he's no stranger to the platform. I mean, it was a fire EP. I love the sound. He had a lot of that West Coast flavor, picante to it. So, definitely show the brother, support, and as well as everybody else, who we reviewed up until this point, right? And also the brother, Yafi as well, show him love, show him support as well. And I mean, the more and more we support each other, the more and more it's, going to be pushed to the forefront. You know what I mean? Especially on platforms like YouTube. Oh my goodness. I mean, you go on platforms like YouTube. I mean, it's just loaded with nothing but mindless entertainment, so on and so forth. I mean, you're not necessarily evil or wicked for wanting to be entertained or whatnot. But what I'm saying is it's not enough righteousness being propelled to the forefront that can have a person really thinking and considering the state of their soul and where they stand with the Most High and Hamashiach as we're in this hour. So that's all it is. But without further ado, I'm not gonna delay things any further. Once again, we do have the sister SimachahYahu, on the platform with us today. This is not necessarily like a beyond the mic, but in a sense, it kind of is to a degree. I'd say it's kind of a hybrid approach. You know what I mean? Because of course, I'm not going to just go straight into the music. I'm going to give the sister, space to speak a bit about her testimony and how the Most High has brought her up into this point. You know what I mean? Because more important than the music is the journey of the individual behind the mic or who's composing the music. You know what I mean? It's just as important to know who they are and where they're currently standing with the Most High and why they feel so convicted, right, to serve the Most High and be as passionate about this faith as they are. It's just as important. Honestly, I feel like that's more important than the music. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? So without further ado, y'all, SimachahYahu. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. SimachahYahu. How you doing, sis?
Shalom, shalom. It is a blessing to be here. Yes, I am SimachahYahu.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have been, goodness, ministering truth music since early 2021, actually. So it hasn't been that long, but if it does feel like it's been 10, 15 years. I'm currently in the process of putting out a 4-part album
Mm-hmm.
called Eclectic Soul. As of right now, I have released volumes 1 and 2. I am taking my time with volume 3, and 4 will be released probably a month or two after 3. And it's actually my 7th album total
Seventh album.
in
Wow.
less than 4 years.
Wow. Spirit is really pouring through you.
Yes, yes. I've been singing all my life. I've been singing since I was 2. And when my family and I came into the awakening, that's when I made the decision to start singing music that gave Abba esteem and glory. And it was like my mother was waiting on me to do that because a lot of people know and a lot of people don't know that she and I co-write the music together. So
Really?
when I brought it to her, that I was ready to sing music for I Was Esteem. It was like she was waiting on me because she had at least 2 or 3 journals full of poetry, full of songs that were practically written to, that were just sitting there ready for me to record.
Mhm.
So, all in all, that's really the bulk of the writing for my very first album, Rhythm and Truth in the Key of Abba, was from my Ima's pen game, which is amazing. And, we just continued on from there, and we started doing To Praise and Worship at His Feet, the ramp up, singing, Yah a New Song, Selah Moments with Yahuwah, volumes 1 and 2, which were like 2 short EPs that we did. The volume 1, Shaking Things Up in Babylon, was basically like a collaboration. So it was 5 different songs where I collaborated with different artists in the community, which was an amazing opportunity. And then volume 2 was actually somewhat of a spoken word EP. So it kind of puts you in the mindset of being at like a an awakened speakeasy.
Mhm.
Is what I was trying to go for. And now we're at volumes 1 and 2 of Eclectic Soul. It's been an amazing journey so far.
Wow. All praises. I mean, I know you mentioned your mother, so um were you like born into this faith? I mean, I know you said you've been singing since 2 years old, but were you born into this faith?
No, no, I was not. So I was brought up in the Christian gospel segment. My mother was a PK, and we actually came into the awakening together. Her, myself, my 2 children. I have a son and a daughter. And we all came into the awakening together when we were actually living in Florida for 5 years. We had made the decision to leave comfort zones, leave our home of Memphis, Tennessee, and just go somewhere and start anew. No one knew us. Basically, Abba putting us in a place to have him all to ourselves and expose who he was to us. And of course, like many others that share this testimony, a part of their testimony, as soon as you realize and read scriptures that confirm we are the people, your family kind of look at you like you're crazy or like you're a weirdo.
Mhm.
Been there, done that. I can attest to that. Um, and yet you still make the choice to go forward. And we did, and we have been. We have been in this path and in this awakening coming up on 9, 10 years. My mother 9, my children and I 10. Well, vice versa. My mother 10 and my children and I 9.
Wow. Amazing, amazing. I mean, and the fact that you have children. I mean, like, what are some of the ebbs and the flows? I mean, being a mother, in this faith. I mean, because I know a lot of people, they're especially in these days and times, what I mean, just the thought of having children. I think honestly, it's a mixture of where people stand on it. Some people would want to have them, and then some
Mhm.
people wouldn't want to have them, just given the state of the world and just how wicked it is, which is totally understandable. I mean, I can
Yeah.
sympathize with that. You know what I mean? I can totally sympathize with that, right? But for
Yeah,
you being that you
absolutely.
are, yeah, but you being in that standpoint, like, I mean, just what are some of the challenges of dealing with that, and how have you managed to still, you know, be all the zealous you are, in your faith.
Honestly, it really wasn't that big of a shift. My children were kind of young when we were coming into the awakening. So, they did get to experience, a few Christmases, things of that nature.
Mhm,
But we didn't really do any like big birthdays or anything. We didn't have parties or anything of that nature. So when my Ima and I made the choice to start walking this path, it really wasn't like a culture shock to them. They just knew that, we're no longer going to be celebrating certain, no holidays or anything like that. We're going to start observing feast days. Okay, well, how do we do that? So then we start digging into the scriptures together as a family and starting to walk it out with them. Now they're 19 and 16. So it's just like right off the dome, my son's looking for work. Okay, well, I just need y'all to know I'm available Sunday through Thursday. I'm not available Fridays or Saturdays. Why not? Okay, I observe the Shabbat. Okay, not a problem because they already know if you try it, yeah, that could end up in a lawsuit. So they know how to play it. Um, it's become second nature with them. It can be a little testy at times when, of course, you're trying to observe feast days and trying to request time off.
Mhm.
But that's when you let the Father, make that guide and show you how to get through it. And 9 times out of 10, he has been able to move in our efforts so that way we wouldn't have those types of problems.
Oh, praises. And how have you been able to, manage all of that? Because I know that it's definitely got to be like a hand on full for you.
Absolutely. I wouldn't be able to do half of what I do if it wasn't for my Ima. All esteem to the Father for blessing me with that particular Ima. A lot of people say that you were destined for me. Okay, my Ima was destined to be my Ima because when I tell you 10 toes down for the Most High, I love what Abba loves, I hate what he hates. That is her quote. I won't say mantra, but that is her quote. And whatever she has to do, because she's now retired, so she doesn't work anymore. So anything that she can do to help my son's efforts, my efforts for when we have those struggles, those power struggles with our jobs, to be able to observe the feast days. She is right there. Like, what scriptures do you need me to show you to reference how we are supposed to keep this particular feast? She is right there in my corner, no matter what. And I could not, like I said before, I can't do half of what I do if it wasn't for her.
Oh, praises, because it makes me think of Exodus chapter 20, verses 12, honor thy father and thy mother, what I mean? So that way our days will be lengthened in the land that the most high, Yah has given us. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
that's never something that you can go without forgetting. You always have to remember to give gratitude to those who raised you, even if they're
Yes.
not really like even if they're not fully in the faith. You know what I'm saying? It's totally
Hmm.
understandable. I mean, we already know what Hamashiach told us, I mean, that he didn't come to bring peace on the earth, but a sword. I mean, this truth is bound to split apart, loved ones and make your very foes the members of your household and whatnot, which is it's totally normal. You know what I mean? But even
Absolutely.
then, you know what I mean? It still doesn't mean that you should harbor any resentment, towards them or look at them sideways or whatnot. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they're still your father, your mother, siblings. You still gotta exercise, what the Most High, Abba has told us to exercise. Um, esteeming and honoring your father and your mother. I'm telling you, you know what I mean. It's gonna bring forth many blessings, in your life when you don't get off your pivot and um you don't what's the word I'm looking for, you don't depart from that understanding, you know what I mean.
Right.
So it's a beautiful thing to hear, how supportive, how much of a supporting cast, that your mother has been for you, raising your children, over the years and
Hmm.
what have you. So that's a beautiful thing. And I wouldn't have thought like that. I think that's probably the first time that I've heard, somebody saying that, them and their parent have been making like music together. You know what I mean? Because I'm telling you, like that's a first. This is definitely a peculiar case because I mean, of course, we've heard about, all right, my mom's, she, did this or my pops did like for instance, me myself, just using myself for example, what I mean?
Hmm.
My dad, like, because you and I, similar backgrounds. Well, a lot of people in the faith, have, this background where, you're growing up in a traditional church going household and whatnot, that pretty much sets the foundation for you until the Most High actually reels you in into the
Yeah.
faith for real, for real. You know what I mean? But that's the foundation, right?
Hmm.
And my father, you know what I mean, he was good with the guitar, good with the bass, you know what I mean, and he played that as part of the church band, and my mother, she was, you know, talented with singing, she was a part of the choir, you know what I mean, and
Hmm.
those are both, skills or gifts that has trickled down unto me
Yeah.
basically, you know what I mean. But I mean, it'd be a blessing to make music, I guess with them, who knows,
Yeah.
Lord willing, it's still very much a possibility. But I mean, hearing you say that you and your mother have actually made music with each other, I mean,
Oh,
that's an
yeah.
interesting case. I mean, so just going
She's
because I know.
my co-writer, she's my co-producer, she's my backup, she's my doo-wop pop chick. But so are my children. So, like,
Right.
it's a family affair. My daughter has done spoken word on a number of my, songs. My son has done it as well.
Hmm.
Um, my son is actually getting ready to step into my shoes, and he and I are actually gonna do a song together for volume 3 of Eclectic Soul. He and I are gonna share our testimonies together on this particular one, so I'm excited about that.
Amazing, amazing. And I know you said, all right, co-producer, co-writing and stuff like that. So this is like all music that you guys are just making like from the safety of your abode at home.
Mhm. Yeah.
Wow, it's
My
amazing,
closet is my my recording studio.
amazing, amazing. So
Well, let
you
me
got
rephrase that. The closet is the booth, and then half of my bedroom is the studio. Yeah.
wow, wow. So you guys recording like what, FL Studio or Logic or Pro Tools or something like that?
I'm getting ready to start working with Pro Tools. Right now, I'm trying to get accustomed to Logic. I've been using GarageBand, believe it or not, for all of these projects. I've just been blessed to be able to send it to some amazing engineers.
Hmm.
Shout out to my big brother Lorvins. He mixed and mastered every single album for me. Except for the last one, Eclectic Soul Volumes 1 and 2. Volume 1, Yam from Became Humble Music, killed it. And an Ak that I know, Ak Solomon out of Houston, Texas, did volume 2. So I've just been blessed to be able to send it to people that know my voice and know
Hmm.
how to mix and master it correctly so it still sounds like me. You know what I mean? And be authentic.
Oh, praises. Wow. Shouts out to Lorvins, man. Yeah, shouts out to
Yes.
Lorvins and shouts out to the brother Solomon. And I know
Yes.
you said GarageBand because that was actually the software that the Most High, had me using, when I first started out, making music and stuff like that. I was using that for quite some time. I was actually recording a lot of my songs on the iPhone through GarageBand. Humble
Oh,
beginnings, bro.
wow.
Humble beginnings, man. I'm telling you.
Yes.
It's been about, I'd say, a little over a year now using Pro Tools.
Mhm.
Actually, no, this was the transition chronological order. First was GarageBand, then it was Adobe Audition, then it was Logic Pro X, then it was Pro Tools. That was the chronological order in which I was able to transition between different DAWs and whatnot. But I mean, at the end, it's just, I don't know, it's just a blessing. It's just a blessing. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
even hearing you, saying like how, brothers, helping you, like Lord, I mean, that's, like I said, that's very, very important. You know what I mean? Making sure that the sound is, good, making sure that everything is crystal clear. The emotion and the messages that you were wanting to have been conveyed, that, sonically it's tuned and processed properly, so that way it actually is um being presented in that capacity. You know what I mean? So that's a beautiful
Absolutely.
thing. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a very, very, very beautiful thing. And I know you said, all right, so Eclectic Soul 1 and 2, Lorvins didn't touch, it was somebody else. But
Mhm.
just kind of parking it on Eclectic Soul, because I know that's kind of the premise on this gathering that we're having right now with
Yeah.
Eclectic Soul. So what really drove you to put that together, and also like what is the meaning behind that? Like, why did you choose that name specifically, Eclectic Soul?
Um, it's a combination of things. So, for people that know me and know me personally, they know that I am an eclectic at heart. I love all different genres of music. Hip hop and R&B, of course. I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, so that's like my core, right?
Hmm.
But believe it or not, I love country. I love jazz. I love blues. I love gospel. I love it all. Um, and Abba gave me the vision about 2 years ago to start tapping into those different genres that I love because I could be reaching someone that may not hear me when it's coming from a hip hop and R&B beat. You may have to go into that bluegrass, to tap into a whole different group to get Abba's message out there. So with Eclectic Soul Volumes 1 and 2, and even 3 and the final part that will be released eventually, you're going to hear different sounds. You're still going to hear the core. You're going to hear the hip hop and R&B, but you're going to hear the country. You're going to hear some jazz. You're going to hear some blues. You're going to hear some rock. I love rock music.
Hmm.
A lot of people don't know that about me. um, but that just shows that I'm truly an eclectic at heart. So that's where the name Eclectic Soul came from. Um, Amazing shout out to Ak Nkwasi all the way from Port Rivers, Nigeria, who I have been working with since day one with my cover art. He's done every single cover art for all of my albums that I've released, except for the EPs.
Hmm.
And I gave him the vision of what I was given in a dream right around the time I started working on volume one. I wanted to show a map of the different genres of music and how we are a part of it. And he took that idea and literally ran with it. And instead of an actual map, he turned it into like a scroll map, which just it had my jaw drop to the floor when I finally saw the finished product. And it's been amazing. I've had a lot of people, tell me that this particular album has helped them in some way. Um, Prior to releasing volume one, I hadn't released a project in 2 years. I was going through a lot of personal struggles, a lot of personal issues, and I had to remove myself from certain situations. I had to then go through the healing that's necessary for me to be able to go forward. And a lot of that is captured in volume one for sure. Um, all esteem to the Father. I'm still healing through those, trials and tribulations. I am working on forgiveness of myself as well as forgiveness of those that were a part of it. And now I'm just in a place where I'm just trying to continue to move forward in my healing, continue in my role as a daughter, as a mother, as a sister, as a friend, and continuing to give Abba his praise through song.
All praises, and I appreciate you sharing that as well because um that's a lot of the times, where the inspiration for the music comes from. You know what I mean? Is the trials and tribulations that, one is going to go through in his faith. Ecclesiasticus 2:1 already tells us, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. You know what I mean? And it tells us even more importantly, not to flee in or to make haste in our times of trouble, but to cleave unto the Most High, so that way we'll be
Yes.
increased at our last end. It reminds me of when I had the brother Jamel, the trunk rattler. You familiar with him?
I love Trunk Rattler. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So I had the brother Jamel on the platform, and we were having the Beyond the Mic installment, of course. The brother, of course, was giving his testimony and whatnot. How he came to be in his faith. Wasn't the first time him and I crossed paths. Like I said, if you guys, I recommend you guys to check that installment out if you haven't. But the first time him and I actually met face to face was um, last summer during the F3 Fringe the Family Fest event. Love those events, man. Hallelujah. But that's the very first time I met him face to face. And little that I know, I didn't realize this until, once again, he told me during the installment, that he was basically homeless at that time. He was really going through it, him and his family, as they were
Yeah.
transitioning and moving to a different state. When I forgot what the name of the state was, but I know he said they were
He's in
moving to a
Texas
different state.
now.
Yeah, yeah. So he was transitioning, right? And they were pretty much homeless at this time. And
Yeah.
before going into this, trial period that the Most High had him going through, he already initially started on that album, Yahuwahville, right? You
Hmm.
guys definitely check that album if you haven't, right? Yahuwahville, right? He
Yes.
initially started on it, but Most High brought it to a screeching halt. Brought it to a screeching halt. Had him going through the trials and the tribulations that he had to go through. Being homeless was one of them. Not knowing where he and his family are really going to lay their heads at night, so on and so forth, right? Um,
Hmm.
and before you know it, all of a sudden now doors are starting to open up for the brother. You know what I mean? Now he's having job opportunities, so on and so forth. And of course, we know that means income is starting to flow in and whatnot for
Yeah.
provisioning of him and his family. And once all of those things started to come into alignment, then that's when the ball started getting rolling again with, production of the album again. And once
Mhm.
it did, it's just like that. Everything just clicked. Most High just put all the pieces in perfect harmony. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he couldn't have done that without going through that first. You see, he had to
Absolutely.
walk. He had to walk the walk before he can talk the talk. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And that's why I love doing those beyond the mic installments. And I just love allowing people to hear brothers and sisters testimonies beyond just their musical gifts, so that way they can see that these brothers and sisters are not just on a mic, just trying to make everything about them. You know what I mean? There's
Right.
a reason behind the conviction, there's a reason behind the passion, there's a reason behind the zeal and the faith that they proclaim so, you know passionately. You know what I mean? It
Mhm.
comes from somewhere. I mean, this walk is not for the faint of heart. You know what I mean? And we know that we haven't chosen ourselves, but that Messiah chose us when we read St. John 15:16, right? We didn't choose him,
Yes.
he chose
Yes.
us, right? So when you say that, it definitely reminds me of what the brother said, but it's something that we all you know concur with as a collective, right?
Mhm.
Being in this community and whatnot. So that's a beautiful thing. I mean, eclectic soul. I mean, that's definitely the first time that I've heard someone use that as a title for whether it be a single or even a larger body of work. I mean, can you explain like what the process was like putting that together? Um, I mean, was it what did you experience like
Oh
a lot of
boy.
spiritual warfare, demons trying to intervene and place a lot of seeds of doubt in you to you know um thwart the progress of the project?
Yes, yes, and yes. So, I started recording Eclectic Soul before I got married. So, I was living in South Carolina at the time, and, I wound up getting married, and I moved, of course, to join my husband in Texas, and, I started recording again once I got situated in Texas, and that's when the bomb dropped that, yeah, my marriage was not going to work. Not only was it going to work, it wasn't going to last. Um, my ex-husband asked me for a divorce, and yeah, I had no idea where my children and I were going to go. I had no idea where my Ima and I were going to go because we all moved from South Carolina to Texas in stages. And so I needed to regroup. Um, didn't really want to go back to South Carolina. So I had always wanted to go to Georgia. So I wound up landing in Georgia. And it took me about a month after I got here, maybe not a month, maybe a couple of weeks, 2.5, maybe 3 weeks. Got situated and got settled in Georgia. And I just went through it. Like that's when it finally hit me and the emotions would just come pouring out. And I went through bouts of depression. I went through bouts of how can you be a truth music artist, um, and your house isn't in order type of scenarios. And I felt judged in certain situations. I felt I felt supported by some and then rejected by others. That's the nicest way that I could say it. And I just shut down. I shut down. During my bouts of depression, I also dealt with bouts of suicide during this time because I didn't feel worthy to sing anymore because I couldn't keep my marriage together. But as I continued to go through it and I continued to identify certain things and I replayed my marriage over and over, kind of like a movie in my head, I realized that it wasn't right from the jump. And just like it takes two people to get into a marriage, it takes two people to get out. And so I had to repent for the parts that I played in coming into a marriage that was not ordained by Yahuwah himself. It was a choice that I made, and it was not Abba's choice for me. And I think the hardest part in all of that was learning to forgive myself because I could forgive my ex-husband. I pray that he's doing well and that he continues to strive for the Most High. But now it's like trying to continuously forgive me so that I can move forward and move on. And it's a day by day struggle. I'm not gonna lie. There are good days, there are bad days because in certain aspects I still feel guilty, but in certain aspects I feel relieved. Like I said before, I'm continuously working on my healing from that situation. And all praises to the Most High. When I was doing volume one, there was a particular song where I did just pour into that. And I felt relief. I felt instant relief when I recorded it. And I just started crying. And I was like, Abba, what is this? What is this? And I would actually go back and listen to it for days. And of course, during this time, I'm praying, I'm doing intermediate fasting. And Abba showed me that, daughter, this is how you're going to start healing. You're going to continue to heal by keeping yourself focused on me and continue to fast, continue to pray, continue those things, but you have to get it out because I'm the type of person, I'm a very emotional person. So if I think about something too hard or, I will start busting into tears. And that's not, I got to stop doing that. But during this time, Abba is healing me through my pen game as opposed to my mother's pen game. A lot of the stuff on volumes one and two, we did co write together, but a lot of it she really co produced because I was writing a lot and am still writing a lot when Abba feeds it to me for this particular project because it's so close to my heart. Um, this might actually be my last album for a while. I'm not sure. So don't quote me on that. But it's so near and dear to my heart that, a lot of the testimony is going to come through, whether it be volume one, volume two, three, and four. It doesn't matter. A lot of it is my pure testimony from dealing with that situation, dealing with previous situations when it comes to, my upbringing, my father not being around in my life until the last 2 or 3 years of my life, when he was alive. So a lot of that is poured into this project. So you're gonna hear a lot of me, a lot of rawness from me and how Abba brought me out of it.
Wow. Yeah, and those projects, normally, let's just say, like, especially like with the rawness and whatnot, you know, um, it takes a lot of guts, it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage for one to go to those levels like that. You know what I mean? Because let's just be honest, most people don't really want to air out their flaws or air out, the
Right,
things that encompasses their mirror, that are
right.
staring them right in the eye, like this is you, these are your traumas, blah blah blah. This is why you are the way they are. A lot of people really don't like dealing with that. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't like, bringing it to the forefront or whatnot. But
Mhm.
it's just so ironic that doing that actually brings forth healing.
Yeah.
It brings forth the restoration that you need to your soul, so that way you can finally be expunged from whatever it is that's weighing you down. You know what I mean? It pretty much all
Yeah.
goes like into, where scripture says, confessing and forsaking of sins and whatnot. But in this case, obviously, these are things that you've, managed to put behind you, but there's still scars still remain. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Those scars are still there. And that healing journey, I mean, like I said, it's pretty much forever going on. It's pretty much forever
Yeah.
going on. But you got to be courageous enough to take that first step. And I know you said that this is something that spans throughout the whole entire series. Now, of course, we have yet to hear 3 and 4. 1 and 2 is already out, but
Yeah.
and I know you said that after this, not to quote you on it, but you might actually put a pause on releases for a while, and I don't blame you for that. I don't. I mean, because when you are really going to those deep, dark depths, you know what I mean, of the things that you've been through and you're pouring it out like that, what I mean,
Yeah.
for the world to listen to, you know what I mean? It, like I said, you definitely are gonna have to recharge after that. I mean, of course, unless, the most high, has, something else to put on your heart to give to the nation and whatnot, you know what I mean, or for a
Mhm.
lost soul. But ideally, yes, you are gonna need that reset, that recharge, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it just takes a lot, you know what I mean? It takes a lot. But
Yeah.
I commend you, I commend your mother as well. I mean, I know she's putting a pin to it as well.
Oh, yeah.
Once again, just being, that courageous to stand firm on your truth and sharing that with brothers and sisters. Because like I said, not only is it healing for you, it's a double-edged sword. It's healing for you, but it's also healing for somebody else who
Yeah.
might be going through something rather similar. I mean, I know there's a lot of sisters out there in the nation, who have similar testimonies, marriages gone sour, uh left or abandoned and what have you, left with
Mhm.
children as well and whatnot. It's just it's not a good situation to be in. It can be very much lonely, but you're not alone. You know what I mean? You're never alone. Most High is always with you to, you know, get you out of those troubled waters and back to shore. And
Yeah.
rest assure you that, not only is he with you, but he very much does have that that bright, hopeful future for you as he promised. You know what I mean? I mean, at the end of the day, our steps are ordered by him, and he's not going to just lead us down to uh, you know, a burning end, or he's not going to lead us into failure. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
he's working on our side for our successes. So um, yeah, I mean that's a beautiful thing. And speaking of eclectic soul, because I actually did want to play at least 1 or 2 tracks,
Oh,
from
boy.
these projects. Yeah, there's no way I can go without playing a few of these. Um, but being that you and your mother were the ones who put these series together, just from volume one, if I had to pick out of all 13 of these tracks, which one do you feel really just resonates the absolute most? Like it just really takes you somewhere, you know?
That would be number 12. He had no words to say. So, again, shout out to my Ima Pariah. When she brought me the synopsis of what that song entails, I said, "Okay, I can't do this one. Imma have to do this on a day where I'm solely focused on that one particular song. I can't do record another song with that one because you truly have to put yourself in the mindset of what is being detailed in that song." And I'm not gonna lie, when I finished recording it, I emotional Gabby, emotional Simca, busted into tears because it was so powerful. And then Abba just gave me more and more ideas to add to it because you'll hear me kinda do like a ripple effect in the song, and Abba gave that idea to me as I was recording it. It wasn't something that my Ima, had thought up in the production of it. It was something that he gave me literally in that moment. And, yeah, it's a very touching piece, and, I think it's one of the best songs that she's written since we started doing this together.
All right, all praises. And I know that we don't necessarily, look at numbers or whatnot as a measurement of our success, right? I mean, we're
Mhm.
successful based on our obedience to the Father, you know. Um, but it just so happens that this track number 12 actually has the most plays out of out of all the other
Oh,
tracks
wow.
here
I
on the
didn't even
project.
know that.
Wow. Hey, all praises to
Hallelujah.
the Father. Yeah, all praises to the Father. So we're gonna go ahead and play track number 12 from Eclectic Soul, Volume 1. We're on Sister SimachahYahu's SoundCloud page. So he had no words to say. We're gonna play this track and continue to rap. So track number 12. He had no words to say. Let's play it.
Yahushua Mashiach,
Yahuwah salvation.
as his drops of sweat fell to the ground, he had no words, he had no words to say. Yahusha, son of Yahuwah, he fervently prayed for another way. As they bound him and led him away, he had no words, he had no words to say. Yahusha, son of Yahuwah, he never spoke a mumbling word. As they plotted to spill his innocent blood, he had no words, he had no words to say. Yahusha, son of Yahuwah, he was betrayed in the worst way. As they lied on him again and again, he had no words, he had no words to say. Yahusha, son of Yahuwah, he took the whippings for Yasharal. As they spit on and mocked him, he had no words, he had no words to say. Yahusha, son of Yahuwah, he bore it all so willingly. As the crown of thorns punctured his head, he had no words, he had no words to say. Yahusha, son of Yahuwah, he endured that pain silently. As they hung him on the tree, he had no words, he had no words to say. Yahusha, son of Yahuwah, he freely took all the agony. As they pierced both his hands and his feet, he had no words, he had no words to say. Yahusha, son of Yahuwah, he gave his life for you and me. As they gave him that bitter sponge, he had no words, he had no words to say. Yahusha, son of Yahuwah, he refused, bowed his head and wouldn't drink. As he gave his spirit to the Father, he had no words, he had no words to say. Yahusha, son of Yahuwah, he chose to lay down his precious life. Yahusha, my Savior, my King.
Wow. Hallelujah. Wow, that's a powerful track. Powerful track. I mean, he had no words to say. It's just instantly I hold on, give me a second here. Oh, I'm just now seeing your message, sis. So okay. So you weren't getting the audio?
No, but it's okay.
Okay. I'll probably have to, the editing after the recording has been done. But that's a powerful track though. I mean, he had no words to say. You know what I mean? Instantly when I like as I'm hearing you, sing the chorus and whatnot, and getting into the rhythm and the flow of whatnot, I'm just instantly thinking about Isaiah 53, because that whole entire chapter of Isaiah 53, the suffering servant, that was prophetic of everything that Yahshua was going to have to basically go through, what I mean, on our behalf, right? How
Yeah.
he bore our stripes, how he took that pain, he took it on our behalf, but he took it with the utmost joy. You know what I mean? He didn't
Yeah.
just, what I mean? And it wasn't in vain either. You know what I mean? That's
Mhm.
why, in these days and times, if you don't have the Son of the Most High in you, you know what I mean? If you haven't, you know, purged out the leaven in your heart, and you haven't repented, and his blood isn't covering you, you don't really have anything. You know what I mean? It's not
Mhm.
enough to just keep the laws, you know what I'm saying? You also have to be repented and reborn again in Yeshua HaMashiach in this hour. You know what I mean? If not, I
Yeah.
mean, what do you really have? So that's a powerful track. I love the music. I mean, I love the guitar strings. Oh my goodness. It was that was different. That was different. I'm not gonna lie. That was different. That was definitely
And that's
different.
what this project stands for, is coming out of that comfort zone and doing something completely different. So with the Spanish guitar, I fell in love with the track even before she told me the lyrics. And then I went and I pulled Matthew 27 up, and I was just gone. I was just gone. I was like, okay, so when we record this, oof, this gonna have to be a day where we just focus solely on that record and get it the way that Abba wants it to be done. And it came out beautifully, like
Mhm.
absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and I could see why you had to dedicate so much time to it. And I did hear, that ripple effect that you were talking about.
Mhm.
That was dope, and I love the way you stack the vocals. I feel like those backing vocals, it added more weight to the leads,
Yeah,
especially as you were singing the chorus and whatnot.
yeah.
Man, that's
Hearing the
beautiful.
mother, basically what Abba gave me when I was doing those was the mother's crying as
Mhm.
all of this is happening, her pleading that it not take place.
Wow.
And as a mother myself to an African American young man, I can definitely understand that aspect of it. So it was a very emotional day, emotional day, and I actually did that in one day. I did that song in one day.
One day, one day.
Yeah.
Wow, wow. See that right there. That lets me know that it was definitely the Most High's hand guiding the whole entire process of it all. Because sometimes there's certain songs, that the Most High leads you to do. Like I just, what I mean, it's just everything just comes together so effortlessly. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And sometimes those be like some of the most powerfulest songs. And you weren't.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you weren't really intending to do that. You weren't really intending for it to have the effect that it had. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's really out of your control. Everything is in the Most High's control. He's the one who's steering the wheel. You're just basically he's the conductor. You're just simply,
I'm the vessel. I'm
work.
simply the
That's it.
vessel, and that's
Yeah.
what I always say. Like, people ask me all the time, and I'm just like, "I'm merely a vessel that Abba uses to get his glory out. I am just a meek person. I don't put myself on a pillar. Please don't put me on one, because I have my flaws. I have my crosses to bear, for lack of a better word phrasing. So I'm just simply a vessel. That's it.
That's it. And that's all we're called to be. You know what I mean? We can
Yeah.
never think of ourselves to be more than what we are. You know what I mean? He
Mhm.
that thinketh himself to be it's just escaping me right now. But if a man thinketh himself to be something when he is nothing, right? He deceiveth himself, is what the scripture says, right? So we can't
Yeah.
really get too caught up in trying to exalt ourselves as if we're, holier than thou or whatnot. Like, stop it, man. We
Right.
all live in a glass house, hold your
Right.
stone. So
Absolutely.
it's always important to have that humbling reset, lest we get carried away with ourselves, right? So
Yeah.
once again, I mean, beautiful track. I'm actually about to replay that again. Let me see if I can clear up this minor technical difficulty, because if I play it again, I want to make sure that you can actually hear it. And then I actually want to play a track or two from Eclectic Soul Volume 2, and kind of dive into that a little bit, and see, sonically, the direction that you and your mother went in with that installment in the series. So I'm
Okay.
gonna go ahead and remove this from the stage for a second, add it back. Actually, hold on, let me just stop screen altogether. Um, All right. Okay. All right, family. We're gonna spin the block again, and we're gonna play "He Had No Words to Say," track number 12 from Eclectic Soul, Volume 1. Let's go.
Yahu SimachahYahu,
Yahuwah salvation.
as his drops of sweat fell to the ground. He had no words, he had no words, he had no words. Yahusha, son of Yahuwah, he fervently prayed for another way. As they bound him and led him away, he had no words, he had no words, he had no words. Yahusha, son of Yahuwah, he never spoke a mumbling word. As they plotted to spill his innocent blood, he had no words, he had no words, he had no words. Yahusha, son of Yahuwah, he was betrayed in the worst way. As they lied on him again and again, he had no words, he had no words, he had no words. Yahusha, son of Yahuwah, he took the whippings for Yasharal. As they spit on and mocked him, he had no words, he had no words, he had no words. Yahusha, son of Yahuwah, he bore it all so willingly. As a crown of thorns punctured his head, he had no words, he had no words, he had no words. Yahusha, son of Yahuwah, he endured that pain silently. As they hung him on the tree, he had no words, he had no words, he had no words. Yahusha, son of Yahuwah, he freely took all the agony. As they pierced both his hands and his feet, he had no words, he had no words, he had no words. Yahusha, son of Yahuwah, he gave his life for you and me. As they gave him that bitter sponge, he had no words, he had no words, he had no words. Yahusha, son of Yahuwah, he refused, bowed his head and wouldn't drink. As he gave his spirit to the Father, he had no words, he had no words, he had no words. Yahusha, son of Yahuwah, he chose to lay down his precious life. Yahusha, my Savior, my King.
All right, family. Back from spinning the block again on track number 12 from Eclectic Soul, Volume 1. He had no words to say. Powerful track, man. Powerful track. You know, kind of reminds me of a song that the brother I was actually listening to it earlier. The brother SimachahYahu from Israel to Yah, or I think it's from Yah to Israel. I think it's from Israel to Yah. But it kind of echoed similar sentiments that the spirit led you guys to pour out on this track. He had no words to say, just speaking about the Messiah and just the way he was antagonized and once again beat for our favor, as a nation.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, very, very powerful track. And like I said, I tip my hat off to you and your mother, and all in all, just all glory to the Most High, and Yahshua HaMashiach for just such a grand, spectacular experience of a song. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's about the Most High, It's not
Yes.
about us. Once again, there really truly is supposed to be, deliverance in the music, that we put out.
Mhm.
When somebody listens to these songs, it should touch them, man. They shouldn't walk away feeling empty. They should walk away feeling touched, rejuvenated, and just have that spiritual reset to realign them, their hearts back at one with the Most High and the Messiah. And I feel like that track definitely didn't fall short of that. And I know okay, so you said volume 1 and volume 2 was mixed and mastered by a brother named Solomon, correct?
No, volume 1 was mixed by, Akyam from Became
Hmm.
Humble Music,
Hmm.
and volume 2 was mixed and mastered by Ak Solomon out of Houston, Texas.
Okay, so he just only mixed one. Okay, just one of them. All
Mhm.
right. All praises. I mean, but just from what I heard on that alone, I mean, the brother, it sounds like he took his time, and I like how he was able to put, everything together, you know what I mean, and,
Yeah.
and allowed you to, yeah, to sound as clear as you did. So I guess that leads me to Eclectic Soul Volume 2. And I'm just interested in just hearing it straight from you. What were you and your mother looking to try, like, just from like a music standpoint, right? What were you guys
Mhm.
trying to, bring to the table specifically on this installment in the series?
Um, Again, the eclectic vibe. So, I mean, you start off with "Yah Gave My Life Meaning," which is kind of like a slow rock vibe.
Hmm.
Um, you go into "I Am," which is that classic hip hop. Um, "Cleanse Me, Yahusha." I guess you could say it's kind of poppy, maybe.
Right.
Psalms 107 is a little bit spoken word, and that includes my son. Um, Sentence commuted, debt paid in full. That is a therapeutic piece. It truly makes you Selah, really makes you think.
Okay.
Kind of like how he had no words to say does as well. Humble servant, classic hip hop. Shout out to Brother Yehudiah for collaborating with me on that one. And it just goes on and on. But it closes it closes with a bang with Modestly Beautiful. Modestly Beautiful is my anthem to the sisters because we are in this awakening, we are shamed for dressing modestly. This is 2025, so it's the year of skin, like it has been for the last few decades. you know you got great hips, why don't you show them off? No, that's not what the father says, how we're supposed to behave and how we're supposed to dress. So Modestly Beautiful is my song to the sisters. Be proud that you were chosen by Abba and that you can dress modestly and still be beautiful and still be humble. And shout out to Yaz the Jew for collaborating with me on that one because I knew that she would be the perfect person to flow with me and what I had to say on that song. And yeah, we call out a few people on there. I don't apologize because because it is what it is. If you're out here with little to nothing on your bodies, then it was a reason why your name was on the record. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.
Speak your truth. Talk that talk. Right, 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 right. All praises. All right. So I mean, sounds to me like, a lot of bold statements. Verbally, artistically, sonically, we're done here on this installment in the series.
Mhm,
Um, if I had to play, one or two of these tracks, to really that really serves as the face, and the heart, the soul of this whole entire body of work, what would those
mhm.
tracks?
Definitely Modestly Beautiful, and ooh, only 2?
Yeah.
'Cause I would say Modestly Beautiful, Y'all Is All I Need, Y'all Gave My Life Meaning,
Mhm.
Don't Wanna Be, and Humble Servant. I'm sorry, those are just my choices. Like I
Well, I'm
said, there's
glad.
some really good pieces on either volume, but these are some really good pieces of work. I'm very proud of what came out, and it's been awesome.
All praises. So I'm in the fact that you named "Yeah Is All I Need" because that's the second to last one
Mhm.
on this project.
There's actually a funny
All,
story with that one.
all right, go ahead. Let's hear it. Let's hear
So my Ima tried to write a rap. My mother is not a rapper.
it. All right.
I don't even call myself a rapper. Now, can I rap? Depending on the day, yes. Um, I don't. I leave that to the Yapakus. I leave that to the Faith in Israel's. I leave that to yes, the Jew. I don't deem myself as a truth music rapper. I deem myself as a vessel, a musician. But when I need to, I can. Right.
Mhm.
So my mom tried to write this in a rap form, and the way that when she first read it off to me, she sounded such like a robot. I thought she was going to break out and do the robot. Like it was that funny. And my children and I tried our best not to make fun of her, but it
Yo.
was it was so hard. But I was able to turn what she wrote and I was able to do it in a way that it still sounded like me, but it was still her words. So that's why I say it's a funny story because what we used to crack on her about is actually one of my favorites off of volume 2.
All praises. Okay. All right. Well, I definitely can't wait to hear it. Um, I guess we'll first start out with "Modestly Beautiful" featuring Yaz Israel, because even me myself, I definitely want to hear um honestly just how it sounds in its as a final result. And
Mhm.
then after that we'll follow up with "Yeah Is All I Need." So um brothers and sisters, this is track number 12, the last track from Eclectic Soul Volume 2, "Modestly Beautiful" by Sister SimachahYahu, featuring Yaz Israel. Let's play it.
It's just different. Hey, modestly beautiful. Red bones, chocolate drops, we all got that flair. Modestly beautiful. Set apart, righteous queens, we reign supreme.
Okay, just listen. Please respect my modesty, my vision. This fabric pressed upon my skin so delicately the mission. Nikki and Riri uncloned and they deceive me. Ain't nothing sexy about red, she just look easy. Cece and Nene and Natalie too don't have respect for their bodies like you. Okay, just check me. Dressing modest, don't neglect me, it protect me. I'm a queen with it, even shop on Sheen with it. Princess lean with it, cause my king, he gon' rock with it. The Most High said I'm a Proverbs 31 missus. I keep myself covered up, cause that's my father business. I keep myself covered up, cause that's my partner business. How these girls don't wear clothes, that's some aqua business. They just wanna be seen, so they wallow in it. Okay, you feel me? Modesty enhanced the beauty. And she got her body covered up, now she's a cutie.
Modestly beautiful. Red bones, chocolate drops, we all got that flair. Modestly beautiful. Set apart, righteous queens, we reign supreme. Beyonce, Kim K are not the goats of beauty. Come out of Babylon's trials of the young and foolish. We were made to be queens, but we've been demoted. All because we lost sight that we're Yah's chosen. Now, why have we let lost ones project the ways of life with foundation, blush, lipsticks, and mascara? Covering our natural beauty cause they don't think we pretty. We live in false narratives from the early 20s. But don't forget we had to show them how to do the basics. We taught them how to wash themselves. They think they have the cleaner image. It's time to straighten up your crown and show the world that beauty, it comes from within. You gotta love yourself from your head to your feet. Trust in Yahuwah, he made you thick or petite. Our beauty is in Yah's ornament, and he said it in majesty. So who you wanna be, like Sarah or Cardi B? Yeah. Modestly beautiful. Red bones, chocolate drops, we all got that flair. modestly beautiful, set apart, righteous queens, we reign supreme. Modestly beautiful, red bones, chocolate drops, we all got that flair. Modestly beautiful, set apart, righteous queens, we reign supreme.
Rebecca,
Rachel,
Deborah,
Jael,
Susanna,
Esther,
Judith,
Bilhah,
Zilpah,
Hannah,
yeah, Abigail,
Ruth,
Megadah,
Miriam.
Sarah, yeah.
All right, brothers and sisters, that was track number 12 from Eclectic Soul Volume 2, Modestly Beautiful, from Sister SimachahYahu and the sister Yas Israel. That was a dope track. I like that. And I like how at the end, you know, she was calling out all of the faithful and modest you know, sisters that we read about in the scriptures, whether it be a Deborah, a Ruth. I'm missing a few of them. I know what was her name? Abigail, you know, she was another one of them. Just all the righteous sisters that you know read about, you know, when it comes to the scriptures and the difference, you know what I mean? Because what people fail to realize, this is what it all goes back to that spiritual warfare. You know what I mean? Everything that the enemy does, right? I'm not gonna give him no glory or whatnot. Everything that the enemy does, right? It's meant to be an inverse of what the Most High stands for. So the way that the Most High, you know, he, like when we read about in the scriptures, you know, we know a lot about the you know, about the women, you know, who were modest and who really did live up to all of the things said in Proverbs chapter 31 when it comes to a virtuous woman, right? The way that we have that, you know, Satan, he has his legion and he has, you know, his vessels. The same way the Most High uses us as vessels for his glorification and his agenda, Satan he does the same thing. He just does it for evil. And, you know, all those names that she was calling out, I mean, what people don't realize is that the reason they act like that and the way they appear that way, whether it be Meg Thee Stallion, whether it be Cardi B, whether it be Rihanna or Nicki, right, or even Lil Kim, you know what I'm saying, in her time and whatnot, you know, she was like she was basically like the first Nicki Minaj prima donna type of individual, you know what I mean? They put these individuals in place as plants. That's what they are, you know, your Ice Spices, who else? You know, your Sexy Reds and whatnot. Oh my gosh. But you know, they put them in these positions as plants. You know what I mean? It's all strategic. It's all intentional. It's not by mistake. You know what I mean? The reason they're putting them in these positions and they're giving them all of this fame and pushing them so aggressively, you know, into the faces of the masses is so that way, you know, you have a little Sarah or a little you know, Michaela or Kimberly or whatnot, you know what I'm saying, who wants to look up to them because that's what they see in their face. You know what I mean?
Right.
The fact that they own the media, right? They own the airwaves and whatnot. If, like I said, the whole goal is to get the collective conscious in harmony with whatever agenda it is that they're trying to push. And for young girls, females, obviously, is to be ratchet, is to be, you know, raunchy and shameless and show skin and you know, just not really care. Think that that's what it is to be, you know, a woman of value. You know what I'm saying? But that could be further from the truth. That's just all lies. It's just all delusions, you know, straight from the pits of hell. You know what I mean? Devil is a lie, right? That's all that really is. You know, and the more and more, and when you really think about it, that's ultimately what they want. You know, as they're continually pushing on forward with this new world order agenda, that's ultimately what they want for females. You know what I mean? They want them to be completely and utterly, you know, different, you know what I mean, opposite from what is read about in the scriptures. That's why once again that's why they push those figures so aggressively, you know what I mean? And every time you see them, what do you see? You know what I mean? You see them, you know, showing skin, you see them looking all provocative and in all these, you lustful and sexual positions and stuff like that on the cameras and whatnot. And the thing about it is, what's so crazy is that really that's, for some of them, that's not even really like how they really, carry themselves for real.
Right. That's
But
the mask that they have to portray.
yeah, that's the mask. Exactly.
Mhm.
Like you said, the mask, because when you give your soul to the enemy like that, that's what you're signing up for, essentially.
Yep.
You don't have a moral compass. You've exchanged your moral ways for worldly gain. And a
Mhm.
part of that means that, all right, now you have to do what I tell you to do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And if you get out of line in any kind of way, well, hey, you remember what you signed and what you agreed to, right? It's blood in
Mhm.
and blood out, right?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty much just gonna park it there. But I mean, I like the fact that you guys showed that stark contrast between good, because that's what it all comes down to. It's spiritual warfare, brothers and sisters. It's that
Yeah.
simple. It's good versus evil. Which one are you gonna be? Even the sister Yaz Israel, she just said it. You know what I mean? Are you gonna be dang, I forgot which sister she referenced from the scripture, but I know she said, are you gonna be her or are you gonna be Cardi B? Which one are you gonna be?
Oh, that was me. I said, so do you want to be like Sarah or Cardi B?
Oh, okay. All right. All praises. But like I said, in other words, are you gonna be good or are you gonna be evil? Right? Are you gonna
Right.
be virtuous? Or are you gonna be a whore? That's
Mhm.
that's the choice that you basically have to make. And I like the fact that you guys were able to neatly package that in a song. And I hope that really resonates with whomever needs to hear it, because we know that they're not gonna push no stuff like this, man. We know that they
Right.
can't have a song like A Modestly Beautiful, dominating the airwaves in any capacity. They can't have that, man. If they hear
Yeah.
that, bro, they're gonna put that to a screeching halt. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Not unless they can somehow, some way control it, you know, control the opposition. But no, there's just absolutely no way they're gonna allow a message that positive that directly goes against and clashes with what they're dealing with. There's just no way they're gonna allow that to be played, you know, before the masses in a large in a to where it can reach a large lump
Yeah.
sum of them. They just can't have that. They can't allow that message to penetrate like that, right? So
Right.
yeah, I mean, once again, I tip my hat off to you, sisters, for putting that out there, standing bold and standing proudly on those virtues. And Lord willing, once again, we can have more and more of that come out and have more sisters, hold on to those virtues as well, for their sake, right?
Hallelujah. Yeah.
Hallelujah. Right. So that was Modestly Beautiful. Now track number 11, once again from Eclectic Soul Volume 2. We're gonna play Is All I Need. And I know you said that when you are in rap mode, you really can get into it. So yeah, let's play. I want to hear this. This is gonna be interesting. All right. So this is track number 11, y'all. Yeah, Is All I Need. Let's get it. Let's play it.
Ya Alam, ancient of days, I need you every day in every way. Ya Rakum, your compassion covers me. You're my Alua, high power, my daddy. Ya Shema, you're always with me. In heaven or on earth, you'll never ever leave me. Ya Ashaddai, almighty one. No one's on your level, cause you reign forever. When my so-called friends fall by the wayside, you gently assure me that you'll never let me down. Every time my health begins to fail me, I speak your word in faith, and I am healed. Whenever I'm neglected, you continue to show me that in you, I've got a destiny. When I'm down to my very last dime, like clockwork, you step in right on time. In the morning when I rise, I need you. Each night before I close my eyes, I need you. You're the one who makes this life worthwhile. As I think about you, all I wanna do is smile. Ya Alam, ancient of days, I need you every day in every way. Ya Rakum, your compassion covers me. You're my Alua, high power, my daddy. Ya Shema, You're always with me, in heaven or on earth. You'll never ever leave me. Yah Shaddai, Almighty One. No one's on your level, cause you reign forever. Here, if I decide to move in haste, you'll chastise me, cause I'm the child that you love. When others use and try to abuse me, I can always count on you to fight on my behalf. Barakatah, Yahuwah Zavaot. I'll praise your Kadash name wherever I go. You're awe-inspiring in ways I can't describe. I'm so honored to be your beloved forever. In the morning when I rise, I need you. Each night before I close my eyes, I need you. You're the one who makes this life worthwhile. As I think about you, all I wanna do is smile. Ya Al-Alam, Ancient of Days. I need you every day in every way. Ya Rakum, your compassion covers me. You're my Alua, high power, my daddy. Ya Shema, you're always with me. In heaven or on earth, you'll never ever leave me. Ya Al Shaddai, Almighty One. No one's on your level, cause you reign forever. Yeah.
All right, fam. That was track number 11. Y'all, it's all I need from the Eclectic Soul Volume 2. And if I had some effects, I'll play some right now. I ain't got no effects at the moment, y'all. Forgive me. But that was beautiful. Beautiful track. I mean, it just feels so empowering, man. I mean, that's just something you could put on, bright early in the rising times. You probably
Yeah.
be getting ready to, head out to the job or maybe go, bust out a workout or something like that. Like, yeah, it's all I need. I mean, that's something that you can be proud to say, because if we are going to boast, let it be boastful in the Lord. Let us boast in the Lord
Yes.
for his goodness, his greatness, his majesty, because nobody is on his level and nobody ever will be on his level. You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
He is our arm, he is our shield, he is our buckler, our protector, he is our anchor, our rock. You know what I mean? So let us not forget that as children, of the Most High, especially now in this hour. Satan, he's always trying to, whack us with those seeds of doubt and make us think otherwise. But Most High, like I said, he's creator of heaven and earth. He is the Ancient of Days. He's the beginning and the end, the first and the last. And even when you read Isaiah chapter 45 verse 7, that's something I always keep in mind too and meditate on. Is he said that I form the light, I create the darkness, I make the peace and create the evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. So even the devil himself, right, our enemy, he can't do anything without the Most High stamp of approval, which goes to show you who's really running things,
Who's in charge?
who's really in charge, who's the head
Yeah.
honcho, and it's not him. You get what I'm saying? So all praise to the Most High and Hamashiach, man. I mean, beautiful track. Once again, very empowering. I love those piano passages in the song, especially towards the end. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful track, through and through. As far as features go, so when did you actually start? Was that something that you embarked on immediately? Once you started, making music. Once you got into the awakening mode, or was that something that you kind of like, you know, waited and allowed the Spirit to reveal to you in time?
With features, I have to meditate on it as to who Abba leads me to collaborate with.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'll automatically hear somebody on the record with me, but I still have to go to him and verify that that is the person that's supposed to collaborate with me on that specific record. And sometimes he'll give it to me in a dream. Sometimes I'll be listening to the track and I'll actually hear who it is that he wants me to collaborate with. And all the same, the collaborations that I've done um have been amazing. Like, oof, I've I've been blessed to be able to collaborate with some amazing Oxanacotes over the last 3 to 4 years. Um, Ben Cole, previously known as Do It for the Nation, Jay Lutch, my big brother, Lorvins, my big brother, Yapaku, my sister, um, Aaliyah Tavi, Eli Israel on his project and now on mine. Brother Yehudiah. Um, to come, collaborations to come. Ahmad Amunad, which is Yasad and Nuria One. Amazing. I did a maxi single 2023, I want to say, where it
Mhm.
was myself and 10 other Akotis, so 11 Akotis total on one record.
Wow.
And the goal was to show unity. It doesn't matter whether you call on Yahuwah, Ahia, Yahweh, that we could all come together musically and stand together as lionesses of Yehuda singing his praises. And it took a year. It took a year. There were some people that unfortunately weren't able to do the record at that time. And I've been able to work with them afterwards. Um, and it was an amazing, amazing project. So much so that I did the full length project, which is 7.5 minutes long. It's the bonus track on volume 1 of Eclectic Soul called Zion Speaks. And then I turned it into a remix that was done by my ex-husband. That was the radio edit version, basically, so it could get radio play because it's so long. No one's gonna. The first 3.5 minutes is literally an amazing Akoti that I know called Edwina Fort, but she's known publicly as the Hebrew Griot. She is a Hebrew author, and the opening of that song is based off of a chapter in one of her audiobooks that's available to listen free on YouTube. And we built the song around this one particular chapter. And just to hear these other women come together on this one record, it was absolutely amazing. Abba willing, we'll be able to shoot a video for it. It definitely needs a video, but that's a lot trying to get women from Georgia, Florida, Ohio, Arizona, California to be in one place for at least 2 or 3 days to get it done. But I know Abba will make a way when it's time.
Wow. Powerful.
Yeah.
Powerful and amazing. And tracks like that, it really captures the essence of what the Most High is really looking for us, right? As he's looking down on us from his throne, he's expecting for us to really make every effort to try to accomplish in this hour. That's why I love, when we fellowship, like those F3s, man. I'm really hoping the brother monologue doesn't. I'm really hoping he reconsiders, man. I'm praying that the Lord really touch his heart and not, go through, with because I did sense a bit of hesitancy, you know, in the long paragraph that he put out, after the whole situation with Gorilla the Hebrew happened, unfortunately. But I'm just hoping that he doesn't go through with that. You know what I mean? I'm hoping that he still sees the goodness, because these past few F3s that we've had, man, they've been amazing, man. The music, the festivities, the kids,
Yeah.
the musical acts and talents and whatnot. So I just love it when we're all, on one accord like that.
Hmm.
Messiah already told us in Matthew 18:20, where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there I am in the midst. So the fact that, you're gathering, all of these sisters together for one song, that's really capturing the essence of what he's looking for, is that unity.
Yeah.
We have to always remember that judgment starts with the house of Israel. So when Messiah comes back, man, what I mean, we gotta, like I said, man, we gotta be ready, as his bride, what I'm saying? As he, because like I said, he's looking for us. He's, looking for us to set that standard for, all other nations and whatnot. We're supposed to be setting that example. We're supposed to be those lights.
Hmm.
So I mean, I like the fact that, you guys were all able to, make that happen. And Lord willing, you guys are able to shoot that music video. It's definitely going to be powerful. And
Yeah.
rest assured that it's definitely going to be something that we review here on this platform, because songs like that and acts like that need to not go unnoticed. So all praises to the Father for that. And I mean, is there anybody that you would be liking to collaborate, quite possibly, moving forward? Maybe you feel like
Oof.
you guys would like just gel well, like on a track together.
I would love to collaborate with with Zamaria Sherelle. I would love to collaborate with ASAP and Leah. Um, Goodness.
SimachahYahu?
Hmm?
SimachahYahu?
I'm actually collaborating with him on a song for Volume 3.
All praises. Okay, yeah, SimachahYahu.
Yes.
That's the art, man.
Yes.
Shouts out to the brother SimachahYahu, man.
I'm
Shouts out.
definitely excited for that one to come out.
Mhm.
Um, Goodness, there's so many that I would love to collaborate with. I would love to collaborate on a record with Snipes.
Travis Snipes, man. Yeah, shouts out to Snipes, man. I like, yeah, Snipes, bro. I like his music, because his music, it comes from a pure place, man. It comes from a pure
Yeah,
and authentic place.
yeah.
Like I still remember that song Job Story, man. Oh my gosh, bro.
Oof.
That song cuts, man. It cuts in a good way though, because it just really
Yeah.
makes you look at self, you know what I mean? And I can just really feel everything that he's saying. Like I know he's not playing games, man. Like, and he's
Mhm.
another one, because I know he performed at the F3, the very first F3 that they had.
Mhm.
And just at the way he was emceeing, you know, and the way he was just like ministering to the crowd and whatnot, like he really wanted you to feel him, you know what I'm saying? He really wanted you to feel the things that he was saying, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
based off of his testimony and whatnot. So hey, if the two of you guys are able to collaborate, hey, all praises. That'll be amazing. Yeah, that'll be amazing. That'll be a win for the nation. Let's just say that.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hallelujah. Yeah. Like I said, I've been blessed to collaborate with a lot of people. I've kind of really collaborated with a lot of the people that would be on that list. Um, I'm probably forgetting a whole bunch of people, so charge it to my head and not my heart. But yeah, whoever the Father leads we to next, I will strap up my combat boots and I'll be ready to go.
Praises. And and I mean, knowing that, you know, the enemy, you know, he's always gonna be, you know, always going to be sly, and he's always going to try to intervene and disrupt whatever, you know, path, journey, or, you know, just things that the Most High is putting on your heart to complete. I mean, has he ever tried to tempt you with, you know, the lure of you could be more than what you are? You know what I mean? If you just simply, you know, listen to his voice or follow, you know, his deceptive path, you know, especially like with the music gift and whatnot.
Absolutely. Goodness, years ago, I did a little bit of writing. I tried to record secular music on my own and it just did not pan out. And I could not understand for a while why that was. I was like, I know I don't, I can't hit those crazy notes or anything like that, but I know I can sing. And I know I can write. And it just did not work out. And I actually stopped singing for a few years. And then I grew older, I grew wiser, I had children, I lost a few octaves, but I rebuilt my voice around what I still have. And am just grateful to be able to use what I have left. So, it's been a blessing, I am incredibly grateful for the gift that Abba has given me, that he gave me the insight to be able to sing songs for his esteem and his grace and his pleasure, and people are receptive to it. You know? Like anybody, of course, you got people that may try and talk into your ear and gas you up, and it almost took me for just a split second, but praise Abba, he brought me back down out of the clouds, let that bubble pop, and stay humble. And, I have, like, not a day goes by, not a week goes by that I don't hear from somewhere that, there's this one particular song that I did on my very first album called Yahuwah Love. And I was telling my mom one day, I was like, if I never sang another note, your music would go forth because of that one song. I literally get a message or a heart on the video for that song every week, like clockwork. It doesn't matter which weekday it is. Somebody is just now hearing that song and it ministers to them so well. So if after Eclectic Soul is done and that's it for me, then that's, I guess, what I'll be known for. And I would rather be known for a song called Yahuwah Love than something else.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. At the end of the
Yeah,
day, all the glory goes back to the Father. The very
absolutely.
same one who gave you that gift, and you're just giving it back to him. All praises, couldn't have said it better myself. Um, so I know you said okay, 3 and 4. So how soon can we be expecting three installments 3 and 4 out of this series, Eclectic Soul?
This is what, mid-March?
Hmm.
I don't like to put a timetable on myself. I did that one too many times with the previous albums, and sometimes I hit my goal and sometimes I didn't. Um, I would probably say for volume 3, maybe late summer,
Nice
maybe
summer.
late
Okay.
summer, and then volume 4 Abba willing, will probably be early or late 2025, early 2026.
Okay. All praises.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I mean, definitely, take your time, really let the spirit, guide it. Make sure everything is good, sound wise. I'm pretty sure you have, your mother, and just amongst the family, and whoever
Mhm.
else was, closely involved with the production of these projects. I'm pretty sure you guys have your own little listening parties and stuff before you guys put those projects out, right?
Before they're even sent to be mixed and mastered.
So just in its rawest
Yeah.
form, right?
Raw form. If it doesn't pass the test in raw form, there's no time, no need in sending it to be in mixed and master. We got to finish the raw form first.
I like that. I like that. I like
On
that.
top
So
of the fact, I got other things that I'm doing. I've been doing a podcast for almost a year called "Give Me the Tea with Simca." When I first started doing my music, I didn't know the first thing about promotion. I didn't know anything about branding. I didn't know anything, about that. And all esteem to the Father, He put people in my path that showed me how to do it and, allowed me on their platforms like yourself to promote it. And so that's what Give Me the Tea is for. It's for other truth music artists, Hebraic business owners, celebrating Hebraic events taking place, you know, um, in the local and long distance areas. So it's on YouTube. Well, it's on my YouTube channel, SimachahYahu Productions, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We just started season 2 of Give Me the Tea with Simcha last week. So we got a lot of people lined up to come on and promote their new albums, their new businesses. As I mentioned, Hebrew Griot earlier, she will actually be on the show this season to promote her books, which is
mhm,
going to be very exciting.
all
So
praises.
yeah, all esteem to the Father. There's other things that Simcha does when she's not recording music and being a mom and being a daughter. So you got to factor in that I got to do all of that stuff, and then I also have albums to write. So
Of course, absolutely. I mean, just keeping your hand to the plow. That's all it's about. And I'm definitely gonna make sure to keep put the information in the description box, for brothers and sisters, if they want to check out the podcast, see some of the work that you're doing, on that platform and whatnot. And who knows, it might compel them to want to reach out and uh put a light on the talents that the Most High has given them. Maybe it's time to come out of the shadows and finally let that light shine. You know what I mean? So so giving all praises to the Most High for sure. Um,
absolutely.
yep. So as we start to bring this installment to a close, I'm actually gonna play one more song from volume 2. As we start to close out. But before I do so, if there's anything at all that you can say, you know what I mean? Like if these were some of your I mean, I know I'm being a little bit dramatic here, but these were some of your last sentences that you were actually going to be able to like, utter to the nation. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? What would that be?
Mm. Use discernment. Trust Abba in all things. Be patient. Be patient with the Father. Be patient with yourself. Um, always keep Abba first and let Him guide you and not man. That's it.
Few words, powerful, powerful, especially that last part, letting him guide you and not man. I
Yeah.
wholeheartedly agree with that part. At the end of the day, Most High, He's the author of our steps. So long as we allow Him to, continually guide our path, He will not steer us wrong. So all praises. SimachahYahu, sister, it was still slightly tripping because I was even doing that with the brother Eliyahu's name when I first came into his name. When I saw his name, I thought it was Eliyahu. Oh my gosh, like I had my brother. My brother, he had my brother JB, he goes by the stage name Demon Slayer, right?
Mhm.
He had to edify me on his name. He was like, "No, bro, that's not his name at all." He was like, "It's Eliyahu." So, but yeah, I mean, jokes aside, I mean, sister, it really was an honor, having you on here and not only sharing with us, these projects that you have, and also informing us that, of course, you got more on the way and whatnot, and some of the other gifts that you have, the Most High has given you as well. I didn't even know about the podcast part. That's actually a revelation for me right now. All praises, but also, your testimony as well, and some of the things, that you've dealt with in the past, that's led you to be, who you are right now.
Mhm.
If there was, any lasting words, I guess, to, really put a wrap on things, I'm just hoping that the Most High and Hamashiach continue to bless you with, wisdom, understanding, the knowledge that you need to continue to navigate yourself, in this captivity and awakening, right? As we're getting closer and closer to the end, may He continue to pour His Spirit out through you as a vessel, meet for His use, right? To continue to edify our people, but also to reel in more souls into the vineyard, right? In hopes that they can be, converted over, before the time has, officially elapsed and there is no more room for repentance, so
Yeah.
all praises. Yep.
Hallelujah. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right. So family, once again, that was Sister SimachahYahu. I'm going to be leaving all of her information in the description box. You guys show her all the love and support that y'all can, and be on the lookout for Eclectic Soul Volume 3 coming out. I know the sister said sometime in the summer, but of course, like I said, we're not gonna rush the Spirit. We're gonna let the Spirit, move at its own pace, right? So, hallelujah. I'm gonna go ahead and play one more track, just before putting an end to the installment. And let me see, which one do you think we should play, as we bring things to a close? Sis?
Humble Servant.
Humble Servant.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, Humble Servant featuring Bro Yahu.
Yahudiah. Brother Yahudiah.
Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm not trying to butcher no more names here. All right, track number 6, y'all. Humble Servant featuring Bro Yahuda. All right, let's just go ahead and play it. Track number 6. Track number 6.
I am your humble servant. Teach me your ways. Make me to know your joy all of my days. I am your humble servant. Don't hide yourself from me. Only live to please you. Breathe in me, Abba, set
Love
me
my moments of
free.
solitude, keeping my distance. That's the time for me to pray. I know Yahu is listening. Spreading love over here. Check your heart condition. Preach Basora, been given commission. Point you to the truth, tear down pagan traditions. Yahushua brought salvation, give us religion. So let's apply these laws. Full submission, remain humble and meek. His face I seek. True servant of Yahuwah, grace and mercy brought renewal. Come humble to serve with love. I share your word. Keep you on my mind, help me shine. This light of mine, by my Father bids, waste no time. Stay on our grind. Knowing your joy got me here. Operate in love, rebuke fear. Walk your path, cause the love near. Operate and I function, Yahushua here. Yeah.
I am your humble servant. Teach me your ways. Make me to know your joy all of my days. I am your humble servant. Don't hide yourself from me. Only live to please you. Breathe in me, Abba, set me free.
Yeah, that's me, through and through. Keeping my toes stapled down, cause it's you I choose. It's a struggle every day to keep your laws, but rewards are abundant, and I know the cause. Can I be truly set apart if I disdain my sister? Go to the text in your book, and I find my answer. Many are called, but few chose to serve the master. So glad that he chose me, and I chose to answer. Keeping my hand on the plow, doing work, stay on my grind, while y'all wanna stay in church. I love what my Abba loves, hate what he hates. It's nothing personal, I just wanna see his face. My journey's different from yours, my path is narrow. Took me longer to get here, but my moves are faster. So here I am, y'all your servants here, what's the task now? Yeah, come on, lag out.
I am your humble servant. Teach me your ways. Make me to know your joy all of my days. I am your humble servant. Don't hide yourself from me. Only live to please you. Breathe in me, Abba, set me free. Teach me your ways all of my days. Teach me your ways. I am your humble servant, servant of the great I am. I am your humble servant. I am your humble servant. Use me, I am your humble servant. I am your humble servant.
That was tracks number 6, y'all. Humble Servant featuring Bro Yahudia. Didn't mess it up that time. All right, gotta get that right. All right, so Bro, dope tracks, man. Dope cut. I definitely got to peep out the rest of the series, man. I'm really loving what I'm hearing so far. I mean, I can hear the classic elements that you guys have added to this. Very, very, very different. I like that, you know, the experimentation and whatnot. I feel like it was a really nice execution. So family, once again, beautiful installment, giving all praises to the Most High, Yeshua HaMashiach. Once again, you know, show the sister support. I'll be leaving all of her information in the description box. Hope to catch you guys on the next installment. I'm gonna say peace and shalom to you all. Love y'all.
Shalom, shalom.